Dzień dobry. Witamy Nila Kanchapne Odcinek Osme. And that is a big thank you to all my new Polish followers there, and welcome to Neil's Shed. Well, you're here now, so you might as well watch it. This is, as I said, episode 8 of Neil's Shed. And Monica invited a load of her friends. She went to the Facebook page, Neil's Shed, and she invited her friends. And because she invited her friends, a lot of them liked my page, and my page likes have gone up to like 80, 90 likes or something like that. So isn't that great? So Monica, unfortunately, you bunch of losers, has won the files. So they'll be staying in my box and I'm keeping them, so you can't have them. Right, a couple of things on the agenda today, and we'll get cracking with them now. So we haven't got a show as your shed because nobody sent me a shed. So this is show as your shed. Of course, we've got coming up the eagerly anticipated, eagerly awaited celebrity show as your shed. I'm going to be writing the wheels on my bike. You might see a picture on that. I started it midweek in the night, did a little tiny video. Bit of late night shed action here. Allen key, hair clip, still here, there.
So that one needs tightening.
There. And then I'll follow that up shortly. You can have a look at my methodology behind writing wheels. Steve's been on. He had a bit of a complaint from when I did my opening the vintage toolbox, Grandad Jim's toolbox. He had a complaint. Okay, Steve, just to tidy this one up. This is a tap wrench. This and this is a tap. They are taps. And this, my good man, is a bastard file. I thank you all. Also coming up on today's show, we've got rain on the roof. It's raining actually today. You might go to it. There you go. And we've got some more of that coming up, but I can't wait for that. Well, not much going on really, is there, in this episode of the Neil's Shed? I'm quite disappointed to say. I haven't done any DIY. I'm not gonna start restoring the box yet. I haven't got around to being quite busy with work. So. I'm really struggling to set up the camera on this one to give you the best view, but a few people asked about when I put a post on this week about truing wheels or writing wheels, whichever you want to go with. What's the old occupation of wheelwright? I believe it is. So sometimes when you wheel and you ride your wheel, it just tends to do that a little bit. So I'm going to try and set the camera up so you can see that, and I'll show you how you do it. You don't need all expensive things. I got this with me little cycle kit, but you know, you don't have to splash out a fortune on tools to do it. I mean, you're only twisting the nipple end on the spoke. You could use like a little spanner, you could use a little pair of pliers, but as everything on Neil's Shed, nothing's precise, so you do this at your own risk. If you do mess your wheel up, it's not my fault. I'm just trying to show you an easy way of doing it without spending a fortune or putting it into a garage and doing it. And you can do it yourself. If you do find it is getting worse, then obviously you're turning them the wrong way. But I'll go through that with you now and how I do it. Right, I'm bending down now to try and give you the best angle so you can see my fork, so I can show you how I true my wheel. As I said before, you don't need expensive bits of kit and stuff like that. I used, to do mine, a hairband and an Allen key. Just attach it to the forks and just set it up so it's just touching your wheel, and then spin it round, and then you'll hear it touching if it's out of true. Like, you don't even need to use an Allen key. You can use, I've got like a little bit of piece of French chalk here, you can put that on, it'll mark your wheel, so it'll give you an idea where that is. You can use a pencil, you can even use like a little bit of plastic, anything really that you find. It doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to spend a fortune. Somebody asked me, said they were looking on Amazon, they couldn't find the kit I'd used on the photograph I put on the Facebook group, and asked me where I got the kit from, and then he found out it was a headband and an Allen key, and I won't mention any names, Chris, but this is all it is really. So I'll set that up, you see there, so you can just make it out. So you can hear it there, it's just touching the wheel. Push them in a little bit, set it up. Just touching the wheel. And then spin the wheel round, and now if I hear it, then I know that my wheel's not true. It's not touching because I did it the other day, so it's a bit of a thing. But, so to go through with you now, and remember those tips. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay, if you remember lefty loosey, righty tighty. So say for instance the wheel is coming, it's weird that doing it like that. So say for instance it comes round, it makes a noise, so that's saying to me that the wheel is coming this way. So I need to pull it back that way. Now if you look on the wheel, you've got spokes either side. I'll just have to move that tape. So you've got spokes either side there, nice short nail. So the spokes on this side I'd want to loosen, and the spokes on this side I'd want to tighten to pull that wheel back that way. Let's just set my camera back up with my tape. There we go. So I know my wheel isn't very out. It's not making any noise at all, so it is quite true from the other day. So for instance, like I just said, if it's making a noise, it's coming towards me, so I need to pull it back that way. And to pull it back that way, I need to tighten with my little tool there. I need to tighten the nipples on this side. So I realise you can't see that, so I'm going to set up the camera at a slightly different angle so you can see that. It goes up. Right, so you can see the nipples now. All right. The keen rain on the roof enthusiasts amongst you might hear a bit of rain on the roof there, so that'll keep you happy for 10 minutes. So if you look here, as I've just been saying there, I've got my little contraption here, and as it comes round it was hitting, so as it hit I know it's coming this way, so I need to tighten it on this side. So you see there we put our little tool on, so you don't need little expensive tools, and then you want to tighten. So lefty loosey, a righty, righty tighty, yeah, righty tighty. You might get it wrong sometime. So I'd only do it like a quarter of a turn, just literally that much. So you need to tighten that one, but you also need to loosen this one a little bit. Like righty tighty, lefty loosey. So loosen that quarter of a turn, and then I'd do this one. Just tighten that quarter of a turn. Spin it round again, see how it works, and you can see the line, see if it's coming true or not. And it's not something that'll happen like that. It takes a while to do, but once you've done it, it's not half satisfying to know you've made your wheel through. Well, there you go. That's how I drew a wheel personally. You can see my little bike rack there to enable me to spin it around. That is as true as I need it to be, as you know, the riding I do. I just go out and about, do little rides on it. So I'm not like a competition rider. It's not as though I need to go and take it and get it within, you know, millimeters and stuff like that. But if you do want to get it professionally, that's the way to go. Personally, my wheel's as true as I'll ever want to be, and it's cost me nothing, a bit of ingenuity. Maybe this little spanner I got with my bike toolkit maybe helps. Don't mean to disrespect anyone who might have like 15 years experience doing a job, and they know the job inside out, and that's how they do the job. This is how I do it in Neil's shed. Not precise, nothing ever is in Neil's shed, but you do it at your own risk. Do remember that. If you do it and mess it up, don't be messing, I'll mess my wheel up because of you. But trying to remember lefty loosey, righty tighty, and if it is going worse, then you must be loosening and not tightening. And just try and remember, if it's going that way, you need to pull it back that way. that's all there is to it, really. There you go. Thanks very much for watching. I've been asked to do another shout out. Shout out to Andrew and Stuart from Natural Power. Thanks for keeping us safe, guys. You do a cracking job. So I forgot to do a segment for this next bit. So here is Rain on the Roof. Really? Is this what it's come to? Well, thanks to Chris and Sue for sending us in the Rain on Your Roof. I think you'll all agree that's how I was highlight of the show this week. I also forgot to record a segment for this, so here is Celebrity Show Us Your Shed.
Alright, Neil, it's Shirley Bassey here. I'm going to show you around my shed. As you can see, it's very luxurious, so I'll talk you through the best bits. This is my chair that I sit on when I live in my shed. I've got a really good bum divot sorted now, so I only get to sit on it, only me. I've got some sticks here in the corner that I've been saving. Some are long, some are not so long. Really. Obvious bastard files are very important to me, so I've got one of them. And here's all my paint. Anyway, thanks for having me on, Neil. The dog's crapped in the house again.
Just subscribe now while you still can.
Hello, Neil. This is Roy Skelton. I used to do the voice for George off Rainbow. I would like to thank you for inviting me to talk about my shed. In my shed, I like to keep it.
Oh, you've got an old little girl's bike in your shed, haven't you, Roy, you creepy boy?
Yippee, that's.
I've seen it.
No, Yippee, this isn't fair. I'm talking to Neil about my shed.
And you dress up and you go to the beach on it and you call yourself Jane.
Yippee, that's not fair.
Roy, and she's a boy.
Jeffrey.
Well, that was Celebrity Shows You Shed. We might have a few more of them lined up for future episodes. Talking of future episodes, come on guys, show us your shed. My shed today smells like a bit of like GT85 and oil because I've been messing around with my bike. Come on, interact with me a little bit, like, share, subscribe. Look how keen I am now. If you want me to make it to episode 10, which I don't think is looking likely at the moment, we need a bit more interacting from you guys. Share the page and all that. Come on, show us your shed, show us your shed. Come on, more suggestions for merch. If you fancy, if you've got an idea for logos, that idea is not dead in the water. We still welcome more logos on board. Just be kind again and gentle, and hopefully I'll be back next week or maybe the week after with episode 9 of Neil Show. Oh, I forgot to do this, didn't I? On 7 episode 7, and today episode 8. Come back for episode 9. See you soon. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Oh, I didn't really. chit.